GSS1 students, today we'll be going through HCF as highest common factor. Highest common factor. So the video will be very short so we can easily understand what we are going to analyze today. So we already did a class on LCM where I explained everything you need to know. LCM can be found by 4 methods, where we talked about the grid method, we talked about the multiples method, we talked about the prime factor method, and we talked about the index method. Now, also we can also find HCF using these methods as well too. The grid method, the prime factor method, index method, and the multiples method. But let's focus our attention on the grid method and the index method for now. So the next step is, what is HCF all about? The first part, what is a factor? A factor has to do with a number that can be divided by that number. So for example, we have let's say we have 14. So numbers that can divide 14, we have 2, we have 7, we have 14, and also 1 is part of them too. So numbers that can divide 12, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 6, we have 12. Now all these, so these numbers here are factors of 12. These numbers here are factors of 14. So we have been able to analyze factors. The next step is, what is a prime factor? What does prime factor represent? That is what we are going to analyze now. Now, a prime factor is a number that can only be divided by 1 and itself. So for prime factors, we are only talking about prime factors are numbers that can only be divided by 1 and itself. So we are not focusing our attention on too many numbers, focusing on 1 and itself. So any number that is not a prime factor or a prime number, number that is not a prime number cannot be divided. It can be divided by so many other numbers. But our attention is on 1 and itself alone. So examples of prime numbers, we have 2, because 2 can only be divided by itself and 1. 3, we have 5, we have 7, 8 is not among, 9 is not among, 10 is not among, 11, we have 13, 14 is not among, 15 is not among, 16 is not among, 17 is among, 19. Let's stop here. So all these numbers, 2, only 2 can be divided by 2 and 1. You see, 3 can be divided by 3 and 1. 5 can be divided by 5 and 1. 7 can be divided by 7 and 1. 11 and 1. 13 and 1. 17 and 1. 19 and 1. So the number has to be divided by only 1 and itself. Any number that is not within this range is not a prime number. So that is the first part. Then the next part we are going to analyze now. We are going to start to find the HCF. So to find the HCF, so let's say we have the question: find the HCF of 9, 12, and 15. So to find the HCF of 9, 12, and 15 using grid method, let's write using grid method. Using grid method, you are going to write 9, you are going to write 12, and you are going to write 15. So the number that can go into 9 is 3. 3 into 9 is 3. 3 into 12 is 4. 3 into 15 is 5. 3 into 3 is 1. No way. So the only number that can go through is what we are going to focus our attention on. So in this place, 3 only went through all of them. But can any other number go through all of them at the same time? No. So meaning that the HCF of 9, 12, and 15 is what? 3. So if they ask you, find the HCF of 24, 30, and 36. So we are going to do this again using grid method. 24, 30, and 36. So 2 can go. 2 into 24, 12. 2 2 into 30, 15. 2 into 36, 18. 2 into 12, 6. 2 into 15, 2 cannot even go into 15. So the only number that can go now is 3. 3. 3 into 12, 4. 3 into 15 is 5. And 3 into 18 is 9. So meaning that our HCF is 2 times 3, which is 6. So our HCF of 24, 30, and 36 is what? 6. We also have more questions now. Find the HCF. Let's try this using a. Find the HCF of 7. Let's use 49. 49, 147, and 35 using index method. So we are going to draw this here. And we are going to draw this here. So we have 49, we have 147, and we have 35. What can go here? 7. 7 into 49 is 7. 7 here, 1. 7 can go here, 2, 1. 7 here, 3. 3 here, 1. 7 here, 5. 5 here, 1. So the next step, we'll write 49 equal to 7 square. We'll write 147 equal to 3 times 7 square. Then we have 35 equal to 5 times 7. Now, after you have done this, you are going to rewrite it again. 35 equal to 5 times 7. 49 equal to 7 square. 147 equal to 3 times 7 square. Now you ask yourself, what is common among all of them? 7 is common. So you can see it's only 7 that is common, but we'll break it down. We have 5 times 7, 7 times 7, and 7 times 7. So if you check very well now, you see that 7 is here, 7 is here, 7 is here. So meaning that the HCF is 7. We don't need to look for numbers that don't pick anything. No, just focus your attention on the number that is common. We are only focusing on numbers that are common. Every other number is not really important. Focus your attention on only numbers that are common. So we have just one last question which we are going to solve together. In HCF, focus your attention on only numbers that are common. If the numbers are not common, know that you should leave it aside. Then we have another question which I'm going to write on the board now. We have find the HCF. Find the HCF of 81, 729, and 189. Using index method. So using index method, we'll write 81 out. We'll write 729 out. I'll write 189 out. So what can go here? 3. 3 into 8, 2. 3 into 21, 7. 3 into 27, that's 9. 3 into 9, 3. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 7, 2. 3 into 12, 4. 3 into 9, 3. 3 into 24, 8. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 8, 81, 27. 3 into 27, 9. 3 into 9, 3. 3 into 3, 1. Now let's try 3. 3 into 18, 6. 3 into 9, 2. Sorry, 3 into 9 is 3. 3 into 6, 2. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 21, 7. 7 here, 1. Now after doing this, like we did the other time, we'll have that 81 equal to 3 raised to power 4. In the next part, 729 equal to 3 raised to power 6. In the next part, 189 equal to 3 raised to power 3 times 7. Now if we have done this, we'll write out the numbers. 81 equal to 729 equal to 189 equal to, what's 81? 3 raised to power 4. What's 729? 3 raised to power 6. What's 189? 3 raised to power 3 times what? 7. So we are going to check what's the lowest power here. 3 raised to power 3. So let's reduce 3 raised to power 4 to 3 raised to power 3, which is 3 raised to power 3 times 3 raised to power 1. 3 raised to power 6 is 3 raised to power 3 times 3 raised to power 3. Then 3 raised to power 3 times 7. So if you check very well, what's the power that is common? 3 raised to power 3. So the HCF of 81, 729, and 189 is 3 raised to power 3. I do hope that with this, you've been able to learn something new today. Take note that whenever you want to find the highest common factor using the method called the index method, you ensure that you reduce the powers. You work with the power of the lowest power. Then when you work with the lowest power, you make sure everything looks in the same direction. They are the same. And then you now arrange them. And then you now break them down. Make sure you break them down using the grid method. And after you break them down using the grid method, you now write it out. Then you now simplify it. Then everything now works out very much fine. Thank you so much for being with me. God bless you.